My name is Billy Jones. I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. So a little bit about my education. Went to high school at Northwestern High in Rock Hill. Went to college at Clemson University, where I majored in chemical engineering and got a master's degree in bioengineering as well. And I'm currently in school getting an MBA at USC. So a little bit about my family. I have a huge family. Most of my family is here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, but I also have family in Baltimore, Maryland, and other places as well, Charleston. So my main family, I've been married to Tycee for about 14 years, and we have two beautiful 5-year-olds, Willie and Whitney. What motivates me is seeing my family smile and hearing my kids say, you're a great dad. So a little bit about my faith. I actually grew up in the church and started off singing in the choir at a very young age, at the age of 5. And from singing gospel songs, I began to learn scripture through song. And from learning scripture through song, my faith started to grow. And my walk continued with the Lord all the way up until now. And just over time, I've grown and grown closer to the Lord. So I have so many different testimonies of how God has kept His word and been faithful even in times when I haven't been. My favorite scripture is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That scripture came to me at a pivotal moment in my life when I had to choose one direction or another. Talking to a group of my peers and at Clemson when we were deciding what to major in, I could major in something that what I would consider to be not as difficult, or I could take on a challenge. And I'm glad that I took on the challenge of chemical engineering. Yes, it was hard, but because of my faith, I was able to keep going and get to the finish line. The advice that I would give my 18-year-old self: I would tell myself to keep going. Don't give up. That even though you may be crying while you're sowing seed, you'll definitely reap the harvest when it's time. And that's the advice that I would give myself. And I would also tell myself to go ahead and marry Tycee Jones. The advice that I would give someone who's either debating on making the decision on going to college or just starting college is to not only take the classes that they may be interested in, but surround themselves with wise counsel. Talk to people who have worked in that field. Talk to career counselors who have insight on different job markets, because you don't want to start a major that may not be beneficial for the job market in 4 years or 5 years. So try to get some insight, try to get some work experience in that career field before you finish that degree or go to commit to 2 to 4 years or 6 years in that field. I would like to leave a final thought, especially if there are any teenagers that happen to see this. I would encourage you to put in the work early on. Consider high school to be a job, and while you're having fun, really commit so that things are easier later in life. Put in the hard work early on so that later in life it can be easier and fun. You may have to neglect having a huge social life while you're grinding, but the grind will be fruitful in the end. So I would just give you that encouragement. When all my work is said and done, I would want my grandkids and my great grandkids to know that God is a keeper, that their granddad or their great grandfather really thought about them, even though he may not have met them yet, and that he really thought about the impact that what he does on a daily basis would impact them in their life, and that he set things up so that they could have it a little bit easier.